stuff, you said a lot of companies are willing to work with you and help you grow your knowledge. So even if you don't go to college, like we talked about, they could still help you learn and do different things, which I think is pretty important, that you can talk to your companies or your bosses about that can, you know, increase that probability of you learning more.
Yeah.
So we got about 3 more minutes left. Does anyone else have any questions that they wanted to ask, or?
But if not, you have something, and I have something I want to say
I have a
too.
question. I think a question is brewing. We have a brewing question, Bulldog Design ladies? No? Oh, we have a question.
Hardest part of being a female in your position, like your job. What's the hardest thing?
That's a loaded question.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Well, I can say times they are changing, right? When I started as a second lieutenant in the Air Force, I was the only female in my unit. I was 23 years old, and the guy that worked for me had been in the Air Force for 29 years. Okay? I think that, what was the question again? I think hardest part is not trying to be seen as their equal. Like, that's the hardest thing. Like, there's so many social norms, and they're changing. They're changing every day for you guys, but for us, breaking into those social norms was hard. And that, to me, was the biggest challenge, was not stop worrying about being exactly like them and forge your own path. And I totally bogarted the mic. You want to go?
Sure. Just quickly, I talked about mentorship and finding role models on social media, but I've found difficulty finding real life mentors in real life. In Buffalo, I can name one female neurosurgeon. So finding mentors specifically with women has been somewhat tricky. But UB does have a women in physician mentoring program, which is really nice. But I'm hoping to find more female neurosurgeons in real life.
That's really good. Okay.
I think one of the hardest things is you're going to run into jerks everywhere you go, but anywhere there's jerks, there's also good people. And so what you're going to find in our industry, right, it's male dominated. There's always going to be some jerks. And as long as you know how to handle that and not let it affect how you feel about yourself or your own self-worth, you just let that roll off, right? There's going to be jerks everywhere. And so remember to find your community. And right, so this is why NAWIC exists. And this is why this panel can leave here, and I think we would all treat each other as like sisters of STEM once we walk out of this room. Like, so yeah, there are jerks everywhere.
And one of the things I've told people for years, we are blessed being in the northeast of the country, because we have a lot of, we throw the term around male allies at times, but the perception from men to women being in our industry in this part of the country is a whole lot better than it is as I talk with women around the country. And it's crazy to me as I talk with them, and just the crap that other women are dealing with and the mentality in other areas. But yeah, valuing yourself, focusing, I tell people all the time, my job is, my business agent will get me a seat, will get me a job. It's my job to keep it. So focusing on my skills, honing my skills, being an excellent worker, teammate, person, so that I'm valuable to my contractor, respecting my contractor, putting in a good day's work. They're paying me a lot of money. That they're spending a lot of money on me. I owe it to them to be the best that I can be for them, and completing that project, being the best self that I can be. And even though there's those jerks and the people out there that will get jealous or have an issue, I'm good with myself and those other people that are my good teammates and friends, and we're sticking together, and we're having that good community on those job sites and in those places that we're working.
I'm sorry. Yeah, well, the next one starts in about 5 minutes.
Oh.
There we
Okay,
go.
I don't mean to cut you guys off, I'm sorry, but you
That's
could
good.
go like really fast. We can just hear your-
Oh, I think mine was just pushing back and being strong. I mean, just 2 weeks ago, I was standing in a room next to a man. It was one of my classes. He was the instructor, and another man walked in and walked right up to him and introduced and shook his hand and didn't even look at me. And I'm standing right next to him, and it was more just, hi,
it's just putting
I'm
yourself
Jen.
out there and-
Just making sure that you're seen, and when yeah, it took a minute for me to be like, well, right? And then I was like, wait a second. Yeah, hi, type of deal. So it's just making sure that, yeah, you're putting yourself out there and being known.
I just have something if we have a few seconds. Yeah, I think there can be, people that they come in with preconceived notions, they can judge you, that you can butt heads a bit, but you just have to advocate for yourself, stand up for yourself, and stick around the good people, the supportive people, and you'll get through it.
Thank you guys so much for that.
Thank you.
I think every panel I've done, there's been like more construction than
Hi, it's nice to meet you. My name's Lydia Rest.
Hi, oh, you're one of our candidates.
I am.
Great, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
I know you're leaving soon after.
I know. Part of
I am, yeah, we have our
Really?
Is that tonight?
It's always, yeah, it always ends up being.
Exactly.
Today, like this, so, and I'm even, so I but I did get, I'm just waiting until we get responses from everybody else as far as confirming the material. And we're gonna add some other stuff.
Okay.
But I think
Hi, how dare you?
you're okay. No. Yeah, I think that you're.
We should have just went during our lunch and went to much rather stuff. It's like men, it's just like men stab my mom.
I don't know nothing about maritime. I don't know nothing about industrial bases.
We got to lead the panel.
Great. My phone's at 1. She used to have a couple iPhones right now, she doesn't.
No, Paul didn't.
Paul called me before.
He called at 3 and said, we're not here.
Oh, I'll sit here and just listen to what you have to say. I won't even talk, Mark. I
Would you be able to do it?
Are you guys, you have a panel discussions?
Yeah, yeah.
I just, think you have a privacy.
Okay, thank you.
You can tell us where to sit.
I
Okay.
don't
Let Jack sit in the middle.
Yeah, Len Jackson, for
And
sure.
are you still hiring interns? It's like May.
I will check with the team. I know we have some already hired, but it never hurts to reach out.
Yeah.
Reach out to me, I'll check with my engineering team.
Is he be,
If not, I'll check with,
Do you want to put your stuff on my
I
card?
got it. I
Okay.
think.
Well, I'll give you. Okay, sorry.
if not, I have a meeting with, both Liberty Pumps and Oxbow this week on internships, so Liberty might be looking also.
I know Mark, by the way.
Yeah.
We're just like,
It would be part-time because he's head guard this summer too.
that feels good.
Here you go, Mark.
Thank you. What style of heat exchange? So I walked past your table and I saw the photo of the, and I was like, that's a heat exchanger. What style do you guys do? Are you cross flow?
Shell and tube for the most part.
Yep.
We don't do a lot of squares.
Sure.
We do a lot of oil, gas, petrochem. On my side, so I run the defense side, so I do main condensers for non-reactor side, Columbia and Virginia class.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we do all of the main condensers and freshwater compression heat exchangers for class.
Okay, cool.
Alrighty,
Hi.
so we have a live stream running in the back, and these mics are connected to it. One's over there.
Okay.
So if you'd like to pass these around while each person's talking.
Okay. Perfect.
So previously I was at Cameron Ingersoll Rand.
Okay.
And we use cross flow 2 and 4 pass heat exchangers.
Heat exchangers.
For, yeah.
Yeah. So
Shell and tube.
I can't remember.
A lot of API Basco.
Okay.
Old Technique. They were out of France. Why, it's been years now, so I'm trying to remember. But Basco, like, right.
Jerry
Chickawaga.
Irving, are
Yeah.
you lost? Look at you.
No, you just have a seat at one of these.
Are you doing like watering tube? You said you do some oil ones too.
We do some oil ones too. Yeah.
Okay.
Most of it's water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you on the panel?
The commercial side is a labyrinth of whatever the customer wants.
Yeah, me too.
So that is all over the map.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
So that's it. Then we do a lot of we'll do a lot of their jets and ejector packages.
Jen Valentine.
Hi, Jen Valentine. Nice to meet you,
Nice to
Peter.
meet you. Peter is the Buffalo one of the board guys.
One, yeah, because you retired.
Yeah.
I got him on the board.
Nice.
He was only working 45 hours a week.
Well, the transition is going well.
Oh, it is.
I'm not busy enough.
What I find interesting is I only know the topic of this panel.
My goal
I
is
have
70.
no idea what the
No idea
question
what
is.
the question is. I prepared for just about anything. At least on the
21
surface.
years.
Right.
Okay, Mark, I talked a good talk, but I don't have any business cards to go along with my business cards and a lot of my personal.
Do you want to write your name on the back of one of my?
No, it's okay, I guess it's all reach out.
It was one. I think he said he was going to go at 60.
I don't know how this happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, they're healthy. I mean, my parents retired in Florida and played golf with them. I just couldn't. Yeah, no.
I'm only 60. Maybe 62.
Go do something. What would you do? You have some plan?
I'm somewhere in the 80s probably.
Yeah.
Maybe 90s.
That's when you
by
can
the
get
time-
Social Security probably.
Right. It won't even exist.
No, what I would do, I'd quilt or paint and read books, and I get to do all the things I do, can't do, because I have to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't swim, I would swim more. Maybe go to Florida,
Okay.
maybe,
Different strokes.
yeah.
What's Kate?
She's Kate, she's good. She,
We trade text.
yeah, we're moving a group in full 3-week programs, back to back,
Yeah, that's great.
yeah.
Second electronics instructor starts next week.
Next.
Oh, you
or 2
finally got
weeks.
electronics?
Yeah, 2. Yeah, the second one starts on the 18th.
Mhm.
Is You don't even want to talk about expanding the center?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's not
yes,
big
we-
enough.
Yes, everywhere
got-
all at once is the new theme, and so Kate, ebbs and flows with
Like
that.
Baguio and Blacksburg and just.
Salt Lake City has a trainer in the building right now.
Right now, because they went ahead and took our schedule and went. And then
And
the
they
guy
took it.
came and showed us the schedule, and Mark and I were like,
Like, that doesn't make sense. You need to
why
see
are
it.
you doing it that way without even talking to us? We spent months developing this curriculum, and so, yeah, right now in the hopper, it's, Salt Lake, Baguio was yesterday's call, and Tewksbury.
Or Tewksbury.
And Tewksbury and Wolverhampton say, we can't possibly share an instructor for Overing because we're different.
Yeah, where have we heard that before?
And I said to Kay, I'm like, hold my beer. Can I go to UK, please? Like, they won't, oh, we're too busy to share instructors, but, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna send somebody from the UK over to the United States to learn how to be an Overing instructor. And I'm like, no, you're not. You're gonna drive down the M40 and you're gonna learn how to be an Overing instructor.
It's hurting cats at Mo. Everybody wants to do their own thing.
Oh, yeah, no,
It's
it's just like
but-
HSBC, it's like.
But it's so interesting because it's really comes down to just connecting people.
Yeah, of
and,
course.
And just building those relationships, like old, old school mode.
Show me the regulation that says it's
Oh,
required
yeah,
for 4 hours.
he came out of a meeting yesterday and he goes,
I'm not a big fan of compliance. It bores me. And this person was freaking out about all these regulations, and I was like, show me the specification. And she was like, read me the specification. And then she read, I was like, it doesn't sound like that to me.
I didn't even have to say it. I felt heard and seen. That works.
I felt heard.
Matt, have you met your fellow panelists?
Oh, yes.
I did.
And does this sound familiar to me? He's a Graham.
Yeah, so he's gonna try to get Weston an internship.
Oh, very good. Oh, you've
Because I
already
couldn't do it
networked.
at Vogue.
And do you know Peter?
Yeah, we
Yes.
had a good conversation.
Peter, do you have a relative who's a teacher at East Aurora?
No,
Oh, wow, okay. I've seen that.
there
listed.
is a Southern Tier Aaron's family, but
Yeah.
we're not related.
Interesting.
And it's kind of a unique name.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, no.
Interesting.
Boy, this is a kind of
This
small
is just
turnout.
us.
It's just you two.
All right.
I was,
Jack?
I thought Jack was supposed to be here, right?
Yeah.
Pardon me?
I was waiting for my partner to come back to start it off.
But where are the students?
We're the students.
I didn't recruit this.
They heard, oh, he's already saying, oh, it's not
Right,
my
you
fault.
must be an engineer. Well, I had a whole new mark.
Congratulations.
You got one.
Where's everybody?
I don't know, I'm trying to go like advertise, but I think they're all at lunch right now.
Oh.
I don't know if they did the
Eating
announcement,
with
but
lunch.
I'll be right back. So sorry about.
Block right here. So everyone's in this block.
If we each find a student and bring them in a headlock.
I don't think,
Fill it
no,
up.
you can't do that. It's the 2026.
No, not any longer.
No corporal punishment.
How is it having your daughter home? Did one of your kids move here?
So, it's cool. So she bought a house in East Fillmore,
Okay,
and she's got a 3-year.
right.
So like Monday, they couldn't get to pick her up for after therapy.
Yeah.
So we had her over at our house at 3 o'clock.
Make sure my ring
Nice.
That happens like at least once a week.
Don't want to be
And we'll
rude
see
to the
them on
attendees.
weekends.
Yeah.
It's fine.
We're going to interrupt them.
That's good. So you go home and take a nap when you.
I have started to enjoy,
No, because you're
opportunity for
chasing after a
napping.
3-year-old.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, we were on a call, and it was Monday, we were talking, and he goes, well, I gotta go, I gotta pick my granddaughter up from daycare, pop, 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 and I go, well, you'll sleep well tonight.
Yeah. Yes. That's why the youth have babies, right?
Yeah.
That's right, but he didn't use it, I just put it in a different spot.
Henry, all good, or?
Oh, yeah, it's just a cold.
Oh.
I mean, they gave him antibiotics, which you have to pick up by 5. I'll do that on the way here. Just because he has a little bit of inflammation in his ear, and
Okay.
and they're like, well, we'll give you antibiotics. And I go, well, what if I told you I'm flying in a week? And she's like, ooh, I think you might want to I'm taking the kids on an Alaskan cruise. We leave in a week.
You sure you wanna go to cruise? Cruises have been getting kind of bad press lately.
Just that one. That's the Atlantic.
A little bit.
Just one little tiny virus. YOLO. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. Look at her.
That's going to school this morning.
Her backpack is bigger than her.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's cute.
Here, let me see, Jared.
Yeah, she was complaining that her lower back hurts and hurt for a couple days.
Oh, what
and
a
stuff.
cutie.
And I was like,
That's so cute.
she's like all worried that she's sick, blah, blah, blah. I was like, your backpack this morning was this thick? And I'm not exaggerating. Do you think it might be your backpack that's causing your lower back to hurt?
Yes.
Well, I don't know, maybe.
Jeff always gets on me when I take him backpack shopping, and so finally I'm like, no, you go. You go see what the pool of backpack looks like. Because he's like, you bought it too big, you bought it too small. I'm like, okay, Goldilocks, just go. Right? Because it's...
We told her to open it. We're like, how much can she bring? Like her own book that she wants to read, or she's in the school book that she has to read.
Right.
But the book she's reading personally is 900 pages. I'm like, don't bring that to school.
You don't know, Dad. You
Right? And they were like, what else is in your backpack? No, nothing. And she opens it, and there's just like a pile of crunched paper.
Oh yeah. I don't know what happens.
Disgusting.
It's like Mary Poppins. You're like, you know, what you're gonna pull out.
She goes carrying to the trash can a pile of paper like this, like balled up. And typical child, she just goes and sets it, and it doesn't fall in the trash can. She just walks away with it, like all like up. I'm like, push it in the can.
No, my favorite is when there's no bag.
We thought it was 1:15, our bad. Our bad.
But we think
Well,
there's
you
no
saw
bag,
something
and
here.
they put it on
You're
the
all right.
counter, as opposed to putting a bag in.
Hey Jack, good to see you.
Hey, what's up? Good to see you again, brother. Nice, we're talking now.
Papers, three papers.
Yeah, you had the trapper.
All right,
paper,
we're here.
Right? Were you rocking the trapper paper?
I did use
Hi,
the trappers,
Mark.
but
Nice
you
to
know,
meet
you
you.
get the miscellaneous one with jam.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you do that about 100 times.
That's why this
the,
weighs 50
They asked.
And this is lighter than my other bag.
I don't know how much we
I
got.
don't know what's in here.
My wife's handbag this way.
I was talking with Jack, thanks for chiming in on that question because.
She's got everything.
I run my house
It's just,
I have, and like all the
Like,
other.
no one's gonna come
But,
out
you
ready
know, if
to
you wanna
just.
scratch and
No,
stick
but you
around,
have, you have those, you gotta look at those transferable
I
skills,
got it.
develop
It
those.
smells like
Right.
your
And then worry
childhood.
about it, yeah, nobody's gonna come out with this,
How old
I
is
know
your child?
everything.
Right.
I have two, yeah, I have a 20, a 19,
You gotta
and
start
a
somewhere
11.
though, so.
I have a theory of the panels.
Family planning is not my strength.
And like, this is what I recommend. Like, you'll go to like Sierra. Like, there are 10,000 people that go to Sierra. Space.
Oh, yeah.
Mo was there. Were you there last year? I was a bunch of,
To where?
at Sierra Space.
No, I did not.
I was there last year. Did you go last year?
Yeah. And like Anne Shabunko, who's like the CEO of like GSE Dynamics, which is a submarine supplier on Long Island. Like she was on the panel, and it was like this. It was like the end of the day, and she was in a room, like the grand ballroom of the Gaylord.
Yeah.
There was probably 200 people in there, but it was like embarrassing. And she walked the stage. She was like, "What the fuck was that?" Like, I think we as a conference. Defense conference country. I think we do too many panels. I could go the rest of my life without ever hearing the term fireside chat again.
Yeah, I would agree.
You know, I think if you have a conference, you do the main event. You pick out the people you really want to hear from when everyone's in the room, and then the rest of the day it's just.
Sure.
That's why I get frustrated with SIBC and CIBC. It's the
I
panels.
I've
are
never
those
been to
ones.
SIBC.
So SIBC.
So I toured
as-
Bulldog
on
3
its
weeks ago
own,
for the first time.
Day afternoon of day 2.
So
is great
Jared asked for a
because the
tour, and
speakers
Amy
are
had
great.
to
That's
come,
awesome. Like,
myself.
That's what.
Amy backed
the
out, but
whole
Jared,
morning of
Jessica, and I
that with
went.
all the panels and
And
it's
then
completely
found out
different.
that
And no one's
well, I got an email from this from Jared.
Exactly.
Like when you go to Sierra
And when I
Space,
saw that the mid voice
it's all
here, I was like, well,
pre-recorded.
maybe I should volunteer to.
So the only ones I get anything
So I'm thinking all day.
SIBC I don't mind. Subtech is really good.
Because it's less, because less hard.
Spread the wealth.
The only thing that gets so dead is that room gets so hot, they don't let you bring coffee in. Yes, I've probably seen you in Subject before. I haven't been studying this level when I was.
I've seen your name now.
Yes.
Peter Aarons.
Nice to meet you, Peter.
Great
Mark
to meet
Umstead.
you.
And what, where
I'm with the Buffalo Niagara Manufacturing Alliance, so
Okay, yeah.
you guys are members, this
Yeah.
guy's on our board.
I skipped
I still
ACIBC
kick
because last
myself
year
for
was-
asking him.
Were And again, I'm here because you guys are the future. And again, I want to make sure that we're listening to you and what your needs are to help us for generations to come. So again, I'm glad you guys are here, and thanks for having me.
All right, now we just open up to the audience. If you guys have any questions about like what they do, like any like skill set, like anything that you guys want to ask, we open up to you.
I got a question.
Yes, Peter.
So besides CNC welding, you know, I hear a number of these young men, gentlemen, are looking to get into electrical. Is there opportunities to serve the, you know, the Navy and using their skills in electrical, mechanical to build the subs?
Yeah, so I can tell you where I started my career. I started my career as a United States Marine, and what I did for the Marine Corps was electronics. I was an EA-6B anti-comp tech. I knew nothing about electronics before I joined the service. Electronics allowed me to get into defense manufacturing. I worked on flight simulators. I worked on all kinds of circuit card assemblies, different things, and I worked my career all the way through that into supervision, into management, and now into a director position where I still serve in that capacity. So yes, there are a plethora of careers out there that are going to drive you in those directions. I would say, you know, pick something you're passionate about, and it'll drive you to that. And again, I think, you know, Jack and Mark can attest to it. There are a lot of careers out there that your skill sets are going to tie into defense manufacturing.
Can I get one of the ladies in the back? I want one of you to volunteer to answer a question. So who's okay? All right. Introduce yourself.
I'm Ruby.
Hey, Ruby. All right. You imagine that I gave you a $50 billion check and said you are now responsible for building the entire fleet of U.S. Navy nuclear-powered submarines.
Okay.
What kind of people are you going to try to hire for your business? We've already given you a couple ones. Yeah, okay, responsible, I agree. What kind of skill sets would you want? What kind of professional expertises would you want to hire?
People who know what they're doing.
Yeah, but like what kind of you can popcorn one of your friends too. What kind of technical training? Go ahead.
I don't know anything. Oh wait, Chloe.
All right, Chloe, what do you got?
Well, absolutely not. Okay. Alex.
Alex, what do you got?
I'd say dedicated.
Okay, but like what kind of technical skills would you want those people to have?
Like, how does the sub get put together?
Yeah, or instead of a submarine, pretend I asked the same question but an airplane.
Yeah, welding. You're right.
Welding, that's a great one.
I was right.
Why? Why do you need welders?
Because it has to be like airtight.
It has to be airtight, right? A submarine that is not airtight or watertight, a submarine is designed to sink. More importantly, it's not going to come back up.
Yeah.
What else? Welders? You think there's anything else that a submarine requires other than a welder?
Electrician.
Yes. Why? Yes. Why?
Because there needs to be electricity.
Yeah, a submarine needs electrical power, just like an airplane or a ship or a building. A submarine needs electrical power.
Right.
What else?
What about navigation? Does that count?
Yes, but I'm more talking about the types of engineering and skilled trades people you would want to hire to help you build that submarine. Does anyone have any other guesses?
Carpenters.
Carpenters.
You're just kidding.
No, you're right. You're right. We use a bit of a different term for carpenters. We call them ship fitters. But they're essentially the people that build the walls and make sure all the pipes are hanging in the correct position. So absolutely, a carpentry is plumbers. Absolutely. Why? Why do you need plumbers? we call those pipe fitters. But why? Why do you need plumbers?
You need to like have a bathroom.
Yeah, you need to have a bathroom. I agree, and that's very important on a submarine. I lived on a submarine for 8 years. But why else? Like, why else do you think you need pipe fitters? You need water to move around the submarine, right? You need water. You need water to get pumped into the nuclear reactor to keep it cool. You need water to get pumped from the engines back to the boiler. You need water to get pumped from the main seawater system to cool the ship's freshwater system. You need water to get pumped around the ship's freshwater system Yeah, you need water to move around the ballast tanks to help keep the submarine on plane. So you need to move water, and therefore you need pipes, and therefore you need plumbers. What else? Anyone have any other guesses? Don't think about what you got right here in Bulldog Manufacturing.
Assemblers.
You need assemblers. Yep. You need mechanical assemblers. You need machinists, right? You need people to cut bearings and pump housings and millions of small components that have to be machined and assembled. And so the reason I'm doing this stupid little exercise with all of you is I want you to realize that like a lot of the skills that you may be interested in at Alden or that you might go to BOCES for or Northland for, yes, they translate into union jobs and construction jobs and automotive jobs and aircraft jobs, but they also translate into this industry that we call submarine manufacturing or maritime manufacturing. I'm off my soapbox now, that's it.
I have a question for the panel. So, and this is for you guys. These advanced manufacturing jobs, aren't they gonna go away when artificial intelligence and robots take over all this stuff?
I'll take that one. Just recently, Moog, we've opened a 150,000 square foot building. That's called the AIM building. It's the Advanced Integrated Manufacturing Building. And the goal is to actually have 3 of them eventually over the next few years. But the sole purpose of the building is a combination of machinists and robotics. So if you like mechatronics or you've thought about getting into mechatronics programs, at ECC, BOCES, Alfred, that's a place that you might want to work. It needs electricians, it needs machinists, all those skills that you've talked about to just build that building is now there, but now we need to staff it so that we can start making parts. Now specifically that building is going to be making parts mostly for commercial aircraft, but it's really the first test of it for our company. And eventually it'll move on to military aircraft, which will help the Navy and all the other products that we make. But think about, you have a big robotic arm, and in front of the arm is a mill, so a machine that's going to machine metal. It has racking for the tooling next to it. It has anybody ever hear of a CMM machine, a coordinate measurement machine? And it requires an operator. And that operator is gonna have that arm, and it's gonna pick up raw chunks of metal, it's gonna load them into the machine, it's going to machine them, it then pulls that piece out, puts it on the quality inspection, the measurement machine, measures it and checks it, and it's a 150,000 square foot building filled with that. And none of it was, I'll say, subtractive to our workforce, it was all positive. It was everybody that's in there was either a Moog employee or a new employee, and they're learning new skills to work with the robotics, and it's just an increase in our business.
So your answer is no?
No.
No, it's not gonna go away?
Yeah. It's
Because
not
of
gonna
AI
go
and
away.
robotics?
It's not gonna go away.
Well, just to build on that, just so you guys know, I teach CMC program in Northland. A couple cohorts ago, we had a gentleman from India. His wife is a PhD computer science in Ingram Micro. She tried to apply artificial intelligence to writing CNC programs. He couldn't. So right now, I'll say it's AI proof, not to say down the road something. But right now, in my particular area, on your point, there's no artificial intelligence. There's too many variables in the world of machining. It can't encompass all those.
So I was just talking with our AI team last week, and they've developed a way to have the AI use a camera to start doing some measurement of machined components and then do the math on whether or not it passes or not. And he said what it's doing is it's allowing them to get through more inspections. Well, then you think about that, well, if you can inspect more, that means you should be making more. So even if the AI may replace that inspection component, well, now we can inspect more, so now we need people to make more. So it's just, maybe if anything, it's a shift of where the labor will go.
Thank you.
I was wondering, what kind of entry-level opportunities or internships do you guys have in your industry or absolutely?
Yeah, so, with Graham, we've got internships from engineers, we have a welder internship, we have co-ops for welders, machinists, setup, assembly. So our setup and assembly is exactly what you think, but on a very large scale. Setup is more like what we would have for a ship fitter or a carpenter's type of background, so we do a lot of internships and co-ops on that. We just signed interns for our sales, marketing, and our supply chain. So we have internships across the board, and we offer those up to high school students and college.
Looks like we're done, huh? Yeah, sorry we started late.
What gave it away?
I'm so sorry to cut it short. But thank you for giving us all your time.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Great questions, guys.
Great
question.
panel. Yeah.
You got to wake these kids up somehow. I think I would have made a teacher. I would teach a high school teacher.
Hey Matt, I gotta ask, where are you from?
I'm originally from Bergen,
Where's that?
which is just
My wife-
just outside
Thank
of
you, bud.
Potato.
My wife
So
is
familiar after
Thank you for coming. Nice to meet you.
talking. Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you. Every day in a bad mood.
Good question, good question. Yeah, because I was like, I feel like I know you.
But I've been in. I only came back about 2 years ago. I spent 20 years in Phoenix.
Oh, yeah, I don't
What are you on the next time, or what are you? Oh, all right.
I'll link in with you when I get back. I have no internet. And I have your thing.
Technology crew.
Technology cruise. Is there your state for this?
No.
No.
No, I'm not on this one.
Well, they started on this end before. I was just thinking because the table's higher on that one. That's good.
These are adjustable, which is really nice.
Oh, that is nice. I feel like the chair is not though.
Hi, I'm Allison. Nice to meet you. Hi.
I already know you.
Yes,
nice to see you.
Hi, Laura. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Hi,
I'm Zoe. Nice to meet
Hi,
you.
Zoe. I'm
Nice to
Laura.
see you.
I think we'll be starting in like 5-ish minutes.
Yeah, no rush. Sounds good.
Is that your business card, Cece?
Yes.
Can I just borrow a pen and that
You
and
got
a
it.
card from you?
Yes.
I might have sent I might do like a little bit. Do you remember some of the questions they asked you?
I remember. Well, first thing was the introduction, and then I remember they asked us about trends that we were seeing in our industry.
Trends in STEM.
Or just in industry, like just trends we've noticed. What we think the hardest part about being a woman in our role. What did I ask? She was there before. Maybe I can ask her. Oh, they might be on there? Okay.
Yeah, I was wondering if some of these, because we kind of know like. Oh.
Okay, I will definitely take a look. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I left this up here.
Oh, one, I remember.
I think we have one right over here too.
Oh, yeah, I stuck these up here. That way you guys want to be like,
Yeah.
what are they gonna ask me?
Oh,
that you
yeah,
can
So
kind
one of the things I asked was, how do we like learn in our career? Like how do we always like keep learning? Kind of thing. Let's see if there's anything else on here.
Yeah. He told me ask you.
That's good.
Yeah.
But just to kind of get an idea. like-
Yeah. So I guess number 9. How do you continue learning? Yeah. Absolutely.
I don't know if I will. Last time I sent this to the communications department and Bruce Green did a right remember with our picture on the mic and I did it. So I don't know if I'm gonna do that again this time, but I might.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah. I mean, we'll take all the props we can get. You know.
So.
Rather be known for good things than that.
We are so hardworking. This is my valuable asset. Don't believe me. Look at these.
I know, it was funny because Kara, like when I went to the high school not this high school, but like
Hi,
Winslow
nice to
South
meet you. I'm
last year.
Allison.
How's it going, Doug? Nice to meet you.
And I talked to the biology class. She had a thing on iConnect, and then some of my coworkers from Tijuana were messaging me, which was sweet. I thought that was cute that they were like reaching out. They're all really great to work with.
Yeah, they sound really nice in Mexico.
Absolutely.
Really nice.
Oh yeah.
That's why they're gonna ask some stupid questions.
Are you gonna ask them some questions just to like turn it back around?
Turn it back.
Flip it on there?
Just catch them off base a little bit, yeah.
Hello guys. So these two mics are here for the live stream we have running in the back. So if you'd like to pass it around
Absolutely.
through people.
Yeah.
So that'd be nice. Thank you.
What happened to the other?
We can probably,
The,
if we want to start on, like usually I feel like I start down
They're
there.
the same thing,
Yeah.
so they're
Oh, well, we'll volunteer you.
So
they just
we'll
have
share.
this on there now.
Ah.
So yeah.
What's WAP?
So Wax is our school like news kind of station.
Ah, cool.
We
What does
just,
it stand for? You don't know?
I actually don't know.
You
It's
don't,
my
you have to present it, you don't know the acronym?
this
If
is my,
Or is it not?
Something it was-
Alden
Central School.
Central Schools,
Yeah, that would make sense.
it could be.
Well, everything out there is WKBW, WBEN,
Yeah.
Do you guys know what Wax stands for?
I've never thought
W.
Yeah, I've never thought
Alden
about
Central
that.
School. There you go. He got it.
What
What was
is
the
it?
W?
Like WKBW, WGRZ.
Oh, okay.
All radio stations.
What
Start
was
with
the
the
W in their
W?
case?
I don't think anything.
It's just W.
I think it's just W, like WGR, WIV.
Sure.
Oh, the W's gotta be something.
I'm sure it is.
Come on down.
We must know answers.
Yeah, we'll have to research.
Oh, that's a Google.
Yeah, it's probably a sensible response. You know, they thought
So
would be a cool
apparently-
name for a radio station. What's up,
That's where we're
Bulldogs?
going? Yeah, that's what they're being coached on.
Alright.
All variations of.
Well,
Do I need to steal people?
Yeah, I don't really have an answer for Larry, so.
Make them feel more.
Yeah, you tell me.
Make them feel like people want to hear what they have to say.
I'm just waiting for the, are you guys nice?
Not quite.
No. We got a lot of that today.
Oh, I bet. Like, no.
has your job gotten harder?
As a recruiter, I've faced the most issues than working in the field. Like,
Really?
everywhere I go, protests. I've got
Oh, I see.
most schools I go to now. Usually we wind up canceling because it's protests.
Do you usually go to a lot of schools?
I used to, yeah. I usually go about 6 to 10 events a year. And like, I've had it where faculty passed resolutions to not allow us on campus. to
Oh,
recruit.
wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a little different. We've gotten spit at Robert's West Hand.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
I say I can relate to it, and I'm okay with it.
You know, that's just it. We get into this job, and like, law enforcement's a positive thing. You know, always to help people. And now, because of everything going on, we're in the bad guys.
Yeah, it was never like that. Yeah, like I had a friend who was in ICE, but he was at the border in like California and Washington, and it was always very respectable. You know what I mean? Now it's just.
So with ICE, the problem is it's just being televised, vilified. ICE is the #1 agency that battles human trafficking.
Wow. Yeah, I feel like that's not really known very much.
Yeah, no,
Good point.
they just see what they see on TV, little snippets.
But that's
ICE is
that's
all-
definitely a really important thing. To, like that's absolutely needed.
Oh, yeah.
Like because I feel like there's a higher rate than people know about this person being trafficked.
Oh yeah. Yeah, then like you don't things get picked and chosen what they're gonna show.
You're seeing the shallow.
Yep.
Very shallow.
Yeah.
Both ways. Both
Yeah.
ways. You're just seeing surface level.
Every
Just winding down, is that?
Yep. Bad cops, there's bad teachers, there's bad.
Yeah.
And like for us, you know who hates bad
One of the
cops?
reasons I didn't pick on the first couple panels.
Yeah. It's unfortunately it's just like those that are bad are getting more attention. So that's what people think of rather than the good. You know.
It happens, you know, and it's frustrating.
I mean, hopefully things will improve.
Yeah, well, I'll be
But
retired
it's
by
good that
then.
you're here to like
Right.
represent.
We get to share.
Mike, all right.
Yeah, live streaming.
Oh, all right.
On the WACS broadcasting system.
They're the ones that are rescuing people in the
I know agents, they found a kid on it. Nobody knows what that stands for. Nobody knows what wax is. Well, we know that.
Yeah,
Central
okay.
School,
Yeah. W. Just threw it in there.
Well, no, I think we look WIVV, WCW,
Yeah.
WJZ, WW, they're all W's.
They
It's
don't
gotta-
actually
it's gotta-
stand for anything?
It's gotta be something with the World Broadcasting.
Interesting.
Mostly islands, is that like, okay, that's what, okay. Yeah.
WNED.
Yep.
They all have it in there. Interesting.
We all have the W. Don't.
I was married in
This is a lot of people right now.
Yeah, man.
Remember that?
Yes.
That's where we got married.
Oh my God.
But we got married at Holt Castle. We had our ceremony. Oddly enough, if you get married there, because obviously you don't.
Turn them off just in
You only
case.
gotta pay the admission for guests.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
One
Yeah,
with
so
that
if you only
example.
have 20 guests, you pay, I don't know, it's still $10, but you might
That's so
$200.
cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Stabbed it? Where? Oh, I had my hand.
Yeah, it's a beautiful area. When you take a tour and you see all the celebrities' homes and like
Oh, yeah.
Michael Jackson's got a house on one of them.
We're gonna start and then people can just start coming in as they get here. So my name's Allison Sons. I'm in 11th grade and I'm considering a career in speech pathology. My name's Zoe Turin. I'm also in 11th grade and I'm considering a career in finance or accounting. Okay, welcome to our 11th annual Alden High School Technical Career Day. We hope everyone enjoys conversations with people they would most likely not have a chance to talk to about career paths. This panel will focus on the topic of technology careers. So we're gonna take a few minutes and you guys can just do like a 30-second introduction of like kind of how you got to your career and yeah, like maybe where you work and what you do.
Sure.
You can start.
Yeah, I'll kick things off. Hi, I'm Jeremy Evelyn. I'm one of Tesla's operation associate managers. I've been with the company for 8 years now. I came in as just an entry-level operator, so production associate working on the assembly lines, and through the years just worked through our leadership ranks in the factory.
Okay, all right. Jim Rogacki. I'm going to say something embarrassing. Class of '89. Go Dogs, I guess. I actually took a very jaded path to get here, very different path. I've been through 3 to 4 different careers before I went back to school in engineering. I currently work for Eaton Corporation, Mission Systems. Been there for 5 years now, but I've been a mechanical engineer for 22 years now.
So, my name is Doug Raig. I am with U.S. Customs and Border Protection, Office of Field Operations.
The live stream, so if they prefer.
All right, so anyway, I'm Doug Reagan with U.S. Customs Border Protection, Office of Field Operations. We work at the land borders, airports, seaports, everywhere people coming from foreign are supposed to be coming into the U.S. I also have with me Border Patrol. They're in between the ports of entry. Kind of took a path. In high school, wasn't sure I wanted to go either into the FBI or I wanted to be an anesthesiologist. So one of the 2 different paths. So you guys are young, so you have your whole futures ahead of you to decide. I wound up going in for to UB, and I studied psychology and criminology, and I wound up getting a job with Customs. Figure I would use that to springboard me into the FBI, and I never put in for the FBI because this job had everything I wanted to do. I've been doing it for 24 years. I'll be retiring in 2. I'll be 50, and there's a lot of technology, so this is not your typical hands-on as far as a technology engineering type field, but we have a lot of the technology and AI and cybersecurity at our fingertips that we use to help enforce the laws. So feel free to ask any questions. Go Bulldogs, I guess.
Hi, everyone. My name is Cecilia Hall. I'm a process development engineer at Integer. So at Integer, we make medical device components for implantable devices, including cardiac and nervous system devices. So technology is involved in my career through manufacturing as I develop manufacturing processes for these medical device components. Thank you.
My name is Laura Saya, and I also work at Integer with my good friend Cecilia Hall. And I'm a talent acquisition specialist there. I've been there for about 4 years, and I recruit all sorts of positions such as machine operators, assemblers, technicians, engineering technicians, and engineers. And of course, everything that kind of goes into that as well, our safety department, HR, advertising. So yeah.
Okay, thank you all for being here. Now we'll open up the discussion if anyone has any questions.
Don't be shy. Ask questions.
Questions?
Otherwise, we're gonna ask questions of you.
I guess I can ask a question. Is there any classes that you would recommend, like maybe you took in high school or something like that, that really grew you into a certain career or helped you realize something about yourself that led you to this career?
I can start if
Yeah, go for it.
In my high school, they did offer engineering classes, so that was definitely helpful for like understanding what I wanted to do. At one point, I was considering maybe architecture or civil engineering, and I took a class in that in high school, and I realized I did not want to do that. So, and I think it's also helpful to understand what you don't want to do. So I think at Alden, you guys have a lot of opportunity with the Bulldogs and that sort of thing. So I would definitely take advantage, explore your interests, and yeah, I think that could be really helpful for making a decision as far as what you might be interested in.
I'm just gonna piggyback off of what I said earlier. As far as classes go, don't pigeonhole yourself into one thing. You're young. You have your whole future ahead of you. Explore different things. Even if you're interested in engineering, there's so many different aspects of engineering that you can get into. Look into companies. Look into businesses. Network. Big thing with the careers, no matter what it is networking. Get to know people. Ask questions. Like I said, I wanted to go to science or anesthesiologist or law enforcement. So with college, I just based my whole major off of getting to understand people and learn people and talk to people, and that's really made me excel in my job. And then in the jobs, take every opportunity you can to go to training. Take any opportunity you can to go to an event. Now's the time to do that so you can build yourself up and be ready for when you're moving into the working world. So.
All right, so I have something to make comment here. 3 things. In my career, I've always been one of those people that's willing to ask questions. And I'm going to say something that's not politically correct. I say go find the gray beards in the room, being your elders. They're going to have information that you can ask. They are freely going to share that information, and just listen to them. They've gone through the same things you have. They've gone through the same problems you have. They've survived it. Obviously, they're in front of you. So take that, it's like talking to your grandma or grandpa. You look for those opportunities, claim those opportunities, and keep them. The second thing I'm going to recommend is think of everything you do, classes, your jobs, your careers, whatever, as a tool. Pick up a tool, know how to use it, and put it in your toolbox. Later down the road, you're going to find another use for that tool. So you want to fill your toolbox with as much knowledge, capabilities, and abilities that you can, so that when you come into challenging things in the future, you're going to say, I've seen that before. I know how to fix that. Those come from tools. They come from knowledge. They come from tools that you have the ability to pick up, use, and store. So I'm constantly telling people, build your toolbox. Your toolbox are what you can do with your hands. Your toolbox is also what you can think of in your brain. Now your math, your science, all of that is what's in your brain. What you can do with your hands is something completely different. Okay? And the third thing I say is stick with the STEM programs. You don't have to take it to the max. There are a lot of careers out there for plumbers, electricians, welders. All of that stuff is a free world. growing up, we were told, I was told, go to college, get a degree, and get a high-end job. If you look out there right now, there's a huge void of people to fill the tradesman careers. There's nothing wrong with being a tradesman. I'm building a house right now. I'm paying an electrician $80 an hour to work on my house. I don't even make $80 an hour as a mechanical engineer. Those are the tools. Those are the tools, the opportunity that you've been given. Grab them, use them, store them. Take them out once in a while, oil them, use them, and you'll be advancing from it. That's all I got to say.
I think the panel covered that one pretty well.
Yeah.
You're good.
Okay, does anyone have a question or anything?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question then. What challenges or failures did you guys face during your job, and how did you overcome them?
I mean, I think I could kick that one off. Like being comfortable at times of your career, hearing no, especially if you are chasing like maybe the next role or something that you're looking for in that career path. Like, be conscious of how folks see you when you receive bad news or when you get those no's. It says a lot about the integrity of the individual and a lot about the resilience, right? We'll get no throughout your entire career. We'll all hear it at some point, but how you respond in that moment and be moving past that, like, will tell a lot about the person. So just keep that in mind.
Okay.
A challenge I faced is kind of when I transitioned between positions. So I am in recruiting now, but before this, I was in travel for about 9 years. And I remember I was getting out of travel and I really wanted to get into HR because I had a friend who was a recruiter and she just loved it. And I was like, okay, well, I have my degree, I have my bachelor's, but I have no HR experience or recruiting experience. And I didn't know how to get in the door. And I was just so overwhelmed with, do I have to get a certification? Do I have to go back to school? Do I have to talk to somebody? Do I have to find like a job or something? And it was just so overwhelming. So my best advice would be to just like talk to somebody and who might be in the field and how they got there. Just start there, like little steps. Don't let it overwhelm you to submission where you just do nothing. You don't know what to do. So my path that I ended up taking after that is I got a pretty entry-level role at a staffing agency, and that's kind of how I got my foot in the door. They kind of took more entry-level HR people, and then I eventually worked my way up to being an HR generalist at another company, and now I'm a senior talent acquisition specialist at Integer, and get paid even more. So don't feel so overwhelmed that you just don't know what to do. You can't make a decision. Just start by talking to people who might be in the field.
I would say with the type of projects that our company is doing, I'm involved in process development, and once we develop a process, we have to qualify it in order to move to production. And there are certainly instances in which we go to do a qualification and we encounter failures, and we may fail a qualification. And I think at that point we have to really get together as a team and see, root cause analysis, what actually caused this issue, and how are we going to do it differently. So I think we really have to collaborate to work, together through the issues, and then eventually we're able to repeat and eventually become successful, and then allowing us to move into production.
Yeah, Sam, I'm going to piggyback off of my friend from Tesla down there. Same thing is, for me, in the government, trying to promote up gets very competitive. And, I tried to get a chief position a lot, watch commander position a lot. And there's a lot of interview processes that you go through. And the big thing that the challenge was, you're competing against people, you don't always get that job. So yes, it's always about how you react to not getting that job, but also what you want to do is get feedback. So after I didn't get a position, I would go in and talk to the person that did the interview and ask them, exactly, what was the, what could I have done better, or what were you looking for? And also another thing that we find, especially in our job, is being adaptable. We have to be adaptable to change. Our job is always the same, our mission is always the same, but sometimes how we have to carry it out and things that we have to do changes with elections. It changes with leaders. It changes with the mission. So just be adaptable to change, learn to grow, realize that you don't know everything in your industry. I've been doing this for 24 years and I still learn something every day. And we always say when you stop learning, that's when it's time to retire. So it's a matter of being adaptable to change and then seeking that feedback to help better yourself. Don't be afraid to talk to somebody who told you no and find out why. That's how you learn and that's how you develop. So.
All right, I'm gonna give you a different kind of a challenge. Remember I said I had a very different career path, a very jagged career path. Graduated from Alden, and then I went into a transportation industry. And after about 6 years, I went to see my doctor, and I had the misfortune of walking out from that appointment where the doctor looked me straight in the face and said, "You have to change your career or else you will be permanently paralyzed." What do? You're an individual, you haven't opened a textbook in 8 years, you haven't done anything educational for 8 years, what do? How do you react to a situation like that? I did the only thing I could. I went to ECC and took a placement test, failed math, failed English, failed everything I possibly could, but I still moved forward and took the classes. And then I took drafting technology. I had drafting experience from here. I took that and I built that into 7 years later, completing my engineering degree at UB. So the diversity may not be just entirely in your career, it could be entirely personal. And it's up to you to find the internal fortitude to come up with answers and resolution on how you're gonna move forward. Like I said, I had a very different path, but those things that I did prior to that engineering gave me those tools that I put in my toolbox to actually find solutions within myself to come up with answers. So that's all I got.
That's a great answer too. Does anyone else have any questions? Alright.
What's your favorite part of your job?
Mine's definitely the team around me and the team that I get to work with, and the folks that I get to develop and see their improvement over time each day. Yeah, mine is, my best day is I get calls from government, I get calls from Lockheed Martin, Boeing. They give me challenges, and you have to find the solution to the challenges. And that's working with your team of designers, teams of engineers, teams of other people. And as a group, we collaboratively come up with resolutions for challenges that our U.S. government is putting in front of us.
I would say for us, it's for me, it's the fact that we have a mission. We say it's not a job, it's not a career, it's a mission. Our job is protecting the country. We're also helping people. So every day I get to make a difference, whether it's seizing a load of narcotics, finding a potential terrorist, or helping somebody that may be coming in from a bad situation that claims asylum. We help them process that. We help them get to safety. We've found people that were kidnapped, kids that were kidnapped. We found, criminals. But I think another part of my job that I absolutely love, which is just a bonus of this, is I've got to talk to people from different cultures from around the world. I think I've talked to somebody from every country around the world. And it's really cool to learn about other cultures and see what they have to offer and see what life is like for them. I think that's really incredible. I feel really lucky to have that, and it's something that I really enjoy, is talking to people from different cultures all around the world. So
I have a few favorites. I think first would be the people that I work with. I work with like a really great team of people, and I think that makes the job really great. Also, I feel like I'm learning new things every day, all the time, so I really enjoy that. And also the fact that ultimately the components are going into devices that are helping people and improving their lives. I think that's really motivating as well.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely very rewarding to work somewhere where you could actually be proud of, or, you know, that they don't necessarily have to be a not-for-profit or anything like that, but just knowing that your place that you work has purpose. So that's really nice. So I recruit people for jobs. So, you know, having a place that, you know, you could get behind definitely makes your job easier and you feel like you're actually accomplishing something. So I have little wins, obviously. You know, not all jobs are like this, but I get lots of little wins because people get jobs and they're thankful, or I make an offer and they're like, yes, you know. So that's a great feeling when, you know, it's like, I would like to offer you a formal position at Integer. Yes. So that's fun.
Any more questions? Okay, I have a question. Is there any, let me think about how I want to word this. Like, what maybe degrees do you have, training, certificates, or anything that were like very like essential for your career?
So I, again, mine's a little different than science and technology, but I went to school. I went to a state school, which I would do again. I went to SUNY Brockport, and I got a bachelor's. So, you know, I still paid a state tuition, which I thought was good. It could be a lot more expensive these days. And to be honest, you know, if the position requires a bachelor's, a lot of times it doesn't matter what your bachelor's is in. So that was beneficial for me because I did need it for my positions. And I also got a certification in human resources, which I think was just like a couple $100, and I had to do a 4-hour test, but that paid off because I found out that was required for one of the positions that I had applied to. So, and I work in talent acquisition or HR.
What's your first name?
That's just an announcement? Okay. So not every position requires a college degree. In my case, it did require a college degree, so I did my bachelor's at UB in biomedical engineering, and when I started working full-time, Integer paid for my graduate school tuition, so I continued to do my master's and was able to get that paid for. So I would encourage, if you're working and you want to continue your education, talk to your company and see if they can help cover the cost.
For us, I mean, you can, to qualify for CBP office field operations, you have to have a 4-year degree in anything. So I see a lot of people that take criminal justice and stuff like that, and that kind of limits your career path if you're really not majoring in something else. So major in something that you want, if you want to go to college as far as that goes, but we also qualify for people that work for 3 years, have 3 years full-time work experience if you don't go to college. So working in a field, as long as 1 year of it is customer service, just keep track of all that. Make sure you develop your resume, and you would still qualify to work for us if you have 3 years of work experience. So just for us, I would just say in college, just major in something that interests you. Especially in our career, you could retire very young. You know, now they have a mandatory retirement at 57. So, you know, for me, I'm retiring at 50. If, you know, I wanted to go and do something else, you know, now's the time. We hire young people, they retire at 44. You can have a whole new career doing something in engineering or whatever if you have that engineering degree. So, just, you know, for us, major in anything that you like.
For me personally, I think it all started with CAD design development, drawing. I had a very artistic background, and you can springboard into a lot of different careers because of that exposure to technology. In my case, it rolled into engineering, but I had a specific goal where I wanted to be an engineer that can actually do the CAD modeling, CAD analysis, and being able to provide all the services that a engineer should. But if you had CAD degree, we hire draftsmen. So we actually hire people to go ahead and just do half of my job. So it's how far you want to take that degree. It's just a springboard.
Yeah, and I guess I'll share, speaking to my own career. I don't have a 4-year college degree. I was pursuing a bachelor's in economics and paused that to partner in a local business, and then learned a lot of the skills and the things that I apply to my job every day now in that environment, in the restaurant environment, and in people leading and the pace of the business and all of that. So I jumped into the workforce pretty early and pretty fast, and learned a lot of those skills on the fly. Certainly tripped a little bit along the way and learned stuff the harder way, but you still can get the skills that you need to pursue a career, maybe not the traditional way of getting that 4-year degree.
Okay, it looks like we have about 5 minutes left, so if you guys would like to give like any advice to any of the students here, it could literally be about anything, life, career.
Volunteer for every opportunity that you're given, whether it's at your job or anything like that. Always take chances, learn new things, and the biggest thing is learn to talk to people, network. A lot of times there's things out there, careers out there that you may not know about until you start talking to people and learning about that. So networking is really, I think, one of the most important things you can do in your life is learn to talk to other people, engage them in conversations, approach them, don't be shy. That's how doors open up. You never know who you're gonna meet. And just be prepared to sell yourself with that 1-minute elevator speech telling that person about yourself and how you're gonna bring yourself to the company. So that's mine.
Winners today for our prizes for Teacher and Staff Appreciation Week. Let's celebrate Mrs. Schaefer, Mrs. Cometto, Ms. Suda, Mrs. Tarek, and Mrs. Marco. Stop on down for your prize. Thank you.
I would say follow your interests and always continue learning. Even if you're retired, it's great for your longevity. If you want to live a long time, you definitely want to keep learning. I know you're a long ways away from that, but just keep it in mind. And I think you have to really advocate for yourself. That's something like stand up for yourself and advocate for yourself all throughout your career. And what was the last thing I was going to say? Maybe it'll come to me.
I would say, see if you get somebody else to pay for your education. That's always good. So we got tuition reimbursement program. They got apprenticeships. They got scholarships, FAFSA. Just see if you get anybody to pay for it, if you can.
I guess I'll close it with find what you really love, and if you want to pursue that as a career, it won't feel like work every day. So find what you love and put a real effort into it.
Just one last, that I would just add to that is be confident that you know what you're doing. Don't be too confident. There's a country song out there, be humble, be kind. Be humble and be kind. You don't want to be evil, that evil person that nobody wants to talk to. So the advantages are basically be confident, be humble, be kind. That's all I get to say. No problem.
Thanks, guys.
Oh my God. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Put you the wrong answers, but whatever.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you. Yeah, nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much.
Sorry for giving too much information.
No, it was perfect. Thank you. Everybody, you. Both.
That's good. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, sir. I know, right? I don't know.
There's been like people looking.
find more people then.
Hey, can I sit anywhere?
Anywhere you want.
I'm just gonna observe him speaking.
Ask him extra hard questions.
Long time no see, man.
Yeah.
Good, thanks.
I am not 8:04. I leave at 2:30 because I have early release. I'm staying here till 2:30. I can't have. We are meeting at the gym at 3, and we're gonna do deep down. We will end up back here at some point. Me and the gym, yes.
He was here. No, he walked out. I didn't know if he had told you.
I have my block for doing I never heard.
Yeah, we got a lot of things to do.
Remember me at gym 3? Alright.
I love your sneakers.
Oh, you did your assignment alright?
Thanks.
You know, he was having my back pocket. With all stuff I really.
They are all
Different. Yeah, they're super cute.
Stuff for like my prom bus.
Oh, you're kidding. There's a back. Yeah, I will, but it's so bad.
Well, it's just because it wasn't, Hey. Scale change is manufactured. But it's not mine.
So we sit up there, we want people to ask some questions. I'll sit up there.
Just in time for the bell.
I mean, PTSD of when I was in high school.
Yeah, right?
Same bell. Different school, but same bell.
Sorry. Can't get in this chair without falling down.
Alrighty, you guys. So these two mics that you'll see here are connected to the live stream we have running in the back. So while I pass these mics around while each of you are talking, that'd be great.
Okay.
Perfect.
We have.
Yeah.
7:30.
7:30. So wait, are we going home and coming back here?
Under the lights. My boss asked me. But she said it was up to me to talk.
Just mercy rule.
So they said, you know.
Just mercy rule, then you'll get out early.
Yeah.
Engineer, science.
Maybe I'll order to be a
So, when they came to ask me, I said, what do they say? These two topics, for sure.
Yeah. I'm part of Pub Club, so we do the phone pass, sanding pass. The phone sanding pass.
Oh, okay.
So like us rotors and one we do the actual pads that we do practice.
Oh, it's funny the things that are out there that you don't really think about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most obscure.
Find a seat, folks. We're gonna practice good listening skills and all that good stuff.
I have work like 9:30 tonight.
You have it.
To the right, it goes left. Always go just enough where it actually goes straight. Okay. Aaron said the same thing. I did on the last question. How long does this go till? 30 days.
All right, we're about to start. All right. So, all right, my name is Brody. I'm in 11th grade, and I'm considering a career in finance.
Hello, my name is Nate, and I'm in 11th grade, and I'm considering a career in engineering.
Welcome to our 11th annual Alden High School Technical Career Day. We hope everyone enjoys conversations with people you would most likely not have a chance to talk to about career paths. This panel will focus on the topic of skilled trades and manufacturing careers. I would like to take a few minutes for the panelists to introduce themselves with a 30-second introduction about where they work, what they do, and the path that brought them to this career. After the 30-second introductions, we would hear some audience questions and give our panelists a chance to share more. So we'll start right here.
Hi, I'm Jack Hammond. I work for John W. Danforth as a virtual design construction operator. How I got here? I was a student at UB, going to school for finance, actually. I applied for an internship with Danforth, rotating through their acquisitions program. One of the departments that I went through was our CAD department. I talked with my now boss after I had finished my rotation as an intern and expressed my interest in coming on full-time as part of the staff. He agreed that that would be a good idea. I have now been there for coming up on 2 years this month, actually.
Hello, my name is Andy Hanrahan. I am the apprentice coordinator out of Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers, Local 3. What got me to my position as apprentice coordinator, I was a non-union construction worker through my teenage years. I went to college and I got a college degree, but I came right back into construction because it's what I like to do. And my father was pushing me to go towards a different career, but after I told him I love being a bricklayer, he said, if you're going to be a bricklayer, why don't you think about getting into the union and think of your future that you're not thinking of now as a young person, but you will eventually. And I'm about 5 years away from retirement, so I'm thankful to my father for saying that to me. And now I am the apprentice coordinator of the local. I am currently out of the field. I was in the field, for almost 30 years in our union. I've been the apprentice coordinator for 3 years, and my job is to help apprentices through their career path, guiding them through getting training for them, setting up our trainings, and running our programs.
How's your back?
Good, strong.
Yeah, good, yeah. Carrying bricks all that time?
Block, brick.
Yeah, good for you, man.
Do it the right way.
That's right. Use your knees, right? Right.
Use here. Use it.
Right. All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Fred Amy. I work for Land Pro Equipment. We're a John Deere dealer. We've got 19 locations in New York, Pennsylvania, and one in Ohio. So it's a pretty big organization. We buy and sell and maintain John Deere equipment. But that's just not everything. I mean, we're a privately owned business as well. So, we're here looking for every kind of individual, any kind of individual, salespeople, accountants, marketing folks, not just technicians or people to turn wrenches or sell equipment. We need every other facet of the business covered as well. So it's a great company. It's fairly new. It's about 10 years old. I came on the year before it was incorporated. We were then Z&M. And I was looking for a job. I had been laid off from my job that I had and was unemployed for about 6 months and went to job fairs like this and things like that and answered a local ad, and this is what got me here. But as far as the topic, I wanted to speak today about this topic because I'm fortunate enough to be a skilled tradesman and worked in a manufacturing setting as well for many years. But I also went back to college and got a bachelor's degree to cover all the cracks in between. So certified welder as a youth right out of high school for Grand Manufacturing. They're actually here today. Great company to work for as well. And then after about 10 years of that, went to get a bachelor's degree. And that was being an adult as a student and getting that bachelor's degree helped fulfill my adult life as well. So I highly recommend learning a skilled trade of some facet. Doesn't matter what it is, if it's cosmetology, if it's culinary arts, if it's welding, union outfit doing electrical or bricklaying or anything like that. Then you've got it. And you've got that for the rest of your life. And then consider some kind of an education to go with it.
Hello, everybody. My name is Paige Knapp. I work for Hubco, and we make the sanding pads, the foam sanding pads that go on your rotary sanders. We also have the square ones as well. I actually got into this not too long ago. This is only my first couple months in, and I was originally in a career of customer service. So I was more wanting to be more hands-on in my career, and I found Hubco, and they found me.
Hi, my name is Sarah Garris. I am the HR manager at Sealing Devices. My career path is not a straight line. To get here, I actually started in hotel planning and control, which was in opening and closing hotels and running daily operations. I then moved to sales, then I moved to online marketing, then I went back into administration, worked for a manufacturing startup, and then a third-party benefits administrator, and all of these things all tie into HR, which is how I've landed where I am now.
My name is Amy Karb. I'm with Everfab, and I also don't have a straight line path. I left high school, went into college to be a traveler and tourism travel agent, and upon graduation, the internet took off. So we no longer had a career because everybody could book their own vacations at home on their own. So that took me back to school for just general business. I ended up mostly in retail, both grocery store and fashion, eventually wanting to get something not nights and weekends so much, and landed with manufacturing. And I've been now 23 years with manufacturing and do a little bit of everything. Much like Fred mentioned, we are a full service company that has everything from HR and shipping and receiving to sales and manufacturing and quality and everything kind of in between.
Hi, I'm Brian Schumann. I'm a retired model shop, machine shop supervisor for Moog, and I spent 46 years in the manufacturing world. And why am I here now? So I'm here because there is a huge demand out there, and you've heard it from all the panelists up here, for people that work in the trades. And for years and years and years, it was looked at as, or basically looked down at. And a lot of these jobs are, they're not good jobs that you want to start a career in. And I'm here to tell you that that is the furthest thing from the truth, and that actually all of the companies that are represented up here on this panel have jobs that you can build a great career around. With education, without education, it really is in your hands, and it's how much skin you want to put in the game. But I will tell you, if you like to work in any of these fields, and the interest is there, talk to these people, get more information, and look into being an electrician, being a machinist, working in any of the industries that right now are looking for youth and looking for people to start out their careers in. There's great jobs out there, and I encourage you to talk to people and to get information and learn from the advice that they'll give you.
Any questions from the audience?
I have a quick question for Everfab. How many years have you been working at your establishment for?
Myself personally, I've been there 23 years. The company is going on 46 years. We just were acquired by a larger group 6 months ago.
Thank you. Any other questions?
I guess I have a question based on everyone. What do you think is the hardest difficulty to overcome in the manufacturing workspace?
I guess I'll start. much like HR, that has a stereotype, right? When I say I'm the human resources manager, everybody thinks I'm the principal. I am not. We have other people that do that. Manufacturing, sometimes can get a bad rap too, but I think probably one of the most important things to understand about manufacturing is that it's not working somewhere dark and dingy and not taken care of and not supported as an employee. Every single one of us on this panel and probably within the gymnasium today and in all the other spaces is here because they all have defined career paths that you can go to. I'm so proud to promote that we have 3 students from Alden who started in summer work with us that we have hired on full time that have been cross-trained and promoted and that are making more money than I think they ever thought they possibly could because they were open and willing to learn. Just because it's labeled manufacturing or it's labeled industrial does not mean that there is not engineering and accounting and finance and HR and sales and order entry opportunities that are available, but you got to be willing to start somewhere.
I can piggyback off of that. Much of like what you said, I didn't have any experience in manufacturing when I first started, and my boss took me on just because they thought I had a great attitude and willingness to learn, and I'm now a lead in my position of my department, so that is very true.
And I'm going to keep that ball rolling because that really is, to answer your question, is to get people to be open-minded, and flexible is a good word. The team that I lead today, I tell them almost every day, I just need you to be open-minded and flexible. What I tell you to do today, I might tell you tomorrow, stop doing that, we're doing something else. Because we have to be able to flex and move with the flexing and moving business conditions, especially today. They change every day. They change that quick, right? So when I was working for Graham's as a welder, so that was all manufacturing, and the ability to be flexible, because there was just people that did assembly work, just people that were machinists, and just people that did welding. And there's also setup, right? So this is all part of it, right? But when I came in one day and my boss said, I don't have anything for you to weld. You can either go home or do you want to learn how to do assembly? Do you want to learn? Yeah, I do. I don't want to go home. Half the day, half the pay, right? So I wasn't going home. So being open-minded and flexible, I wasn't stuck in no, I'm a welder and all I want to do is weld. Nope, be open-minded. When that person comes in and says, hey, I don't really have this for you today. I know that's what you like to do, but would you be willing to learn something new? Absolutely, because the more you know makes you a more valuable person in that room. So when it does come time to thin the crowd, unfortunately that does happen from time to time, but we're keeping you because you know how to do 3 things. But unfortunately, we're going to have to let you go because you only know one thing, and we don't have any of that right now. You know what I mean? So be open-minded, be flexible, be willing to move with the flow. Anybody else? Sure.
I mean, you heard, like I said, I went to school for finance. 2 years ago, I was getting ready to graduate. I thought I was going to work in a bank. Like, I was lucky enough to get an internship. I had a very open mind about, hey, I'm not coming from a typical path that they would hire someone for any of the departments I was rotating through. But I went into it knowing that. But I also knew that with my finance background, I had a little different way of thinking about a lot of stuff in the industry than some of the other kids that I was working with. They had more of a technical engineering background, whereas for me, like the cost of stuff and like just expenses. That's how I kind of made it make sense to me and gave myself almost a tier up on some of them. And then to kind of build on also, I mean, you never know what you're going to see in this industry, and it's constantly changing. The amount of times that I get into work and I tell myself, the Amazon warehouse that we're working on, I'm going to spend all day doing drawings for that we got to produce. And then I get a call from a foreman at 8:30, and it's like, hey, this is a fire. I need this now, or my guys are going to have to stop working. And then my plans change. So, but you got to be willing to go with that. Sure, it might be a little annoying at first that, oh, well, I was trying to get this stuff done so I could get this off my plate, but I can always do it the next day. I'm still not going to miss my deadline, but something else became more pressing. Anyone else?
I'll take it one more time. On the upside, it makes your job more interesting. You know, not knowing what you're going to, you basically know what you're going to do when you start the day tomorrow, hopefully, right? You make a little list the night before and you know what you're going to start out with. But to your point, phone rings, You put a big X through your list and you start from scratch because now you got new assignments, right? And then you try to pick away at your list as you go when you solve today's problems. But the nice thing about it is it makes it interesting. It's not boring by any means. You don't get bored with your job, for that case. If you get into peacemaking, gonna make a bottle, I'm 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 gonna make a bottle. That's where you start. But then you work your way up from there.
Any other questions?
Sorry for him.
Logan?
Has anybody in your all those companies ever having like make a wish foundation for any of your companies like to come and visit for Make a Wish?
We haven't, but I don't know. Our door's always open. Anybody can come and visit whenever they want. They just gotta set up an appointment.
Same with Hubco too. Anybody can visit and take a look around the production warehouse.
Yeah, so this question can be answered by anyone. When you're our age, around like 16, on junior high school, do you know you'd be doing this job?
No.
Do you mind if I take that?
So I'm 23, so I was in your shoes not too long ago. And I knew I was going to school for business, some kind of business, probably finance. I had no idea though. And like, I don't know, that's part of this time in your life. You may not know exactly what you're going to do. You may kind of have an idea, or you may start thinking one thing and then you take a class in college that maybe it was an elective that you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. Maybe I want to dive deeper into that. Or even me. Even when I started my internship, I didn't know if I was going to keep working in this field. However, I got there, I rotated through the departments. Every day, it was something new that I thought was awesome, and I wanted to grow my knowledge of. So you can have an idea, but be very open to kind of move in from one industry to the other, or even to different roles in that industry, just based on as you learn new skills and learn new techniques, kind of what you like to do.
I had no idea I'd end up in the position I am now. I enjoyed construction. I enjoyed working with my hands. I used to work on cars a lot when I was younger. I took every shop class there was available at school, and every industrial arts class there was available in school. But I did end up going to college because I thought that's what I had to do, because that sort of was pushed on us at the time. But I knew I'd be in the construction field. But would I ever thought of when I was 16 that I'd be a union officer in the local union? Not at all. Now I sit up at the front at union meetings, so I'm in charge of 75 apprentices right now, and I never would have thought that in a long, long time. But that didn't mean that once my career started going, I set my sights higher. I didn't just want to be a bricklayer. I wanted to be the foreman of the company. I didn't want to own my own company. That wasn't going to be for me, but I wanted to be in charge. So I was a foreman for 25 out of 27 years that I worked for the company before I became the apprentice coordinator. And then if you want to become more than that, you can become more than that. But at 16, if you said, what is Andy going to be doing at 55? Probably not where I am right now. But at 16, you might not know. I am married now. I own my own home. I have twin girls who are 15 that play hockey. So no, I wouldn't have thought that.
At that age, I had a fairly long list of things that I knew I didn't want to do. I didn't want to work at Darien Lake. I eventually spent 5 years there. I didn't want to work at Tops. I eventually spent 12 years there. I didn't want to work in retail. I spent another 5 years, oftentimes those three things overlapping. And the one big thing I never wanted to do was work for family. And I spent 23 years, the last 23 years working for family. So it wasn't about where I thought I was going to be. I had some pretty solid lines where I didn't want to be, and yet I've tried them all. So trying a lot of things to figure out if they're a right fit or definitely not a right fit are definitely options to try at a young age. So I guess never say never, because that list of nevers I checked them all. So no, did not think I would be here.
Yeah, don't wait till your senior year to think about doing something, right? I talked to a couple of people today, and they were the freshmen or sophomores, and they're like, gosh, I just don't know. And I was like, that's okay. I mean, you got a few years, but once you get to you're going into your junior year, I mean, those 2 years will go like that. The next thing you know, you're like, "Phew, I'm going to graduate and I don't have a path." Figure something out. Have a job lined up, something. I mean, it could be, whatever. Again, working at Tops or someplace, but have something figured out before you leave here as a graduate. And then you can, like you said, mix it up. Try different things, even two very extreme different things, whatever you think it is. You never know where you're going to find yourself, like the rest of us.
True. So Alden has a great work-based learning program. If that is something that you qualify for, I think you should take advantage of it. Who doesn't want to get out of school and go get some exposure somewhere and get some work experience? And conveniently, we participate in that and we pay for it. So not only do you get to leave school early, but you also get paid and you get school credit on top of it. Nice way to put some extra cash in your pocket, but also give you that exposure to see if that's even something that you're remotely interested in. And if it is something where you have to start in finishing or in a picking role, but then you get exposure to the rest of the company to help you kind of define what it is that you want or you don't want. So take advantage of those opportunities while you have them, because there are probably many of us that are up here that are willing to help support that program and take them on. And if no one else wants them, Ceiling Devices will take them all. So, cheap plug.
On a probably a little more relatable note to you guys, I also am pretty young. I'm 24. I did not have really anything planned besides possibly a career in art. And when that kind of didn't go as planned, I was kind of floating around, just trying things out, customer service. I also was at Darien Lake for a little bit, a whole bunch of retailers. But I kind of just put my feelers out there for Hubco, honestly. I didn't have any experience, like I said before, but, just wanting to experience something new. I knew eventually someone was going to have to, see through that and take me on.
So you guys represent like a wide range of experience. Some of you are at the beginning of your career, some of you are at the end of your careers, and in the middle. One thing I see often with my students has a lot to do with like instant gratification, getting things instantly, wanting success instantly, do this now, do that now. What is your advice to teenagers on the journey and on the path, and on being patient, but also knowing when to be persistent? Because I think those two things are very important, putting yourself out there, but also realizing that you don't become the boss in a year. How do you balance that?
That's a tough balance, but it's required, because you're not going to be the boss. You're not going to start out as the boss. I mean, unless you've gone, you've become a lawyer and you've gone through years of college and you're going to be your own boss. That's really the only way you're going to be the boss. So if you're going to work for somebody else, you have to be willing to entry level with whatever. I mean, being young, you don't have much experience, but I got a bunch of knowledge and I know how to do this and I know how to do that. That's great. This is an entry level position. This is what we're willing to pay. Then it's on you again to be flexible and answer the call. So whatever the job demands, right? That kind of thing. And again, be open-minded to, that's not really what I applied for. Well, that's true, and this is what we hired you for, and here's the job description. But we see that of these 10 skills that you needed to have to get this job, 5 of these you really excel at. And 5 of these are at the top of this list over here. Would you be interested in something like that? Again, that's on you guys to be willing to, make that move and flex, and that's how you do it. But, that ship, wait for your ship to come in, you got to swim out to that ship. It's not going to come in for you. And that's really a hard thing. I've got a 21-year-old son at home, and he's struggling with that right now. Well, why can't I make $80,000 a year right now? Well, you probably can if you work a lot of OT, but you need experience, and unless you come into a job field with that kind of experience, you're not going to get that right now, not at your age, If a gentleman here or I move to a different location with our years of experience and the skill set that we have, we could probably start a job. But again, we're in our late 50s. We've been doing this for a minute or two. So someone would be willing to pay us starting out at a level like that. We could negotiate that. But starting out brand new, you're not going to really negotiate that. But at the same time, again, know your worth, right? I'll say I'm not going to work for $15 an hour. I'm worth more than that. $20 an hour? Yeah, I'll consider that for sure, right? So, yep. So be willing to be flexible, like we keep talking about. It's really important, but know your worth as well.
So let's talk a little bit about those skill sets. What do you guys need to have for skill sets to get into that first job? What do you need to display to the employer? And a lot of what's been talked about is, well, you know, you're not going to have the experience. You're not going to have this. You're not going to have that. You know what? You have a lot of what it takes to make that impression when you start that first job. Be there on time. Put skin in the game. Show the employer, you know what? I want to be worth more and I want to earn more, and therefore I'm going to show you that I want to work to be the best that I can be at this job. Could be the worst job in the world, but be the best at it. And show the employer, this is who I am, and advocate for yourself. That's how you get to the top. And by putting the simple skills together that you've already learned in school, at home, God forbid from your parents, those things count. And they make a big difference when you enter the workforce. Showing respect, asking for help when you need it, going to the person that is the expert and asking them for your help or further help. Those are the things that show that you're the type of person that they want working at their company, and you're the type of person that they will end up moving up the ladder.
Kind of piggybacking off of that, I do think a huge key factor is also communication. Don't sit stagnant if you feel you are contributing a lot to your team. If you think you can improve your facility, efficiency, productivity, anything like that, just let your boss know, or whoever is your higher up know. And the worst they could say is, hey, maybe I disagree, and life goes on. And you don't have to be scared of actually committing to that.
Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, to go back to the original question, being bricklayers and tradesmen and tile setters and what we represent, I have a little saying, a long apprenticeship is the only way to success in what we do for a living, because being a bricklayer, overnight stardom is not going to happen. We compare it to sports. Even the standout apprentices still have a lot to learn. I compare it to watching sports. If anyone in here plays sports, look at elementary school to middle school to high school to college to the professional. And being a bricklayer, even when you think you're pretty good, you're not at the professional level yet when you're an apprentice. So it does take time, but it's only a drop in the bucket compared to the rest of your career. So that instant gratification isn't going to happen in a skilled trade, whether it be welding or bricklaying, or it does take time in years of experience, but it's worth it at the end. So if that answers your question over there about it, because for us, there is no instant grade. Even the best ones, even our standout apprentices, because there's 75 and there are some that stand out. I was the hot dog apprentice when I was an apprentice, but then I came out in the real world and I worked next to some really good bricklayers, and they put in 20 units to my 10, double my production, and I couldn't move any faster because I thought I was supposed to move fast, but as you said, I was not efficient. You know, far from it.
Any questions?
The lady who said she was with Darian, what do you offer at your job, and like, what is the name of your job?
Me?
Yes.
Need a microphone?
Thank you. Yes, please.
Yeah, there. We'll keep this
I work at Hubco, and my position, I'm a the lead for the secondary department. So that is the cutting and finishing to send it over to labeling.
Is there any other questions for me? That was 30 minutes, so thank you all for coming in today and talking to everyone in here. Thanks for
Have a great day.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, of course, our pleasure.
Thank you for coming in.
Is this a real microphone?
It's for the live stream, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I looked
One
at
of
that,
them's
I'm like,
fake.
there's no
One of
way.
them's
I'm
fake.
like, it's not even a real one.
They're in there.
Oh, yeah, they're, yeah.